Okay, so as you can see, this is a picture of me in the 6th grade, and as you can see, I'm a little overweight and out of shape. And it wasn't up until my junior year of high school where I realized, time to make a change. So today I want to point out the important techniques and getting into shape properly, and also warn you of some improper techniques and some of the myths that get tied into it as well. Some people might come up to you saying, you need a hard diet, you need a specific diet to follow. But the real question is what foods do you really need that help you lose weight and also that are healthy for your body, and also what are going to help increase muscle. Other people might tell you all you need to do is go straight to the gym, all you need to do is pump iron, but it takes multiple techniques and both mentally and physically in order to get into shape, which I will snowball off of the mind. Setting the right mindset and having the right mindset before you go into getting into shape is ideal. One, you need to have patience. You need to realize that in 2 weeks you're not going to be looking like a model, you're not going to look the way you want to. It takes hard work and dedication in order to get to where you want. Anyone can just go to the gym, but it takes someone with discipline in order to have a right mindset. Another thing is confidence. Always have confidence in yourself. If you see someone at the gym bigger than you, in better shape, let it go. Tell yourself you're going to be there someday. Always have confidence. One thing Arnold Schwarzenegger said, the mind is the limit. As long as the mind can envision the fact that you can do something, you can do it, as long as you believe it 100%. And I strongly believe in that, because I would always tell myself after each day, and the technique that you could also use is, ask yourself, did I get better today? Did I get stronger? Did I get faster? Certain questions like that really help. Another thing is, you could ask yourself is, did I eat better than I did yesterday? Which leads me to eating healthy. There's not a really specific diet you need to follow. It's just normally eating, healthy foods. One myth definitely people follow, or are as well known as that people may say you have a slow metabolism because you're big, and you actually have a fast metabolism when you're smaller. But Dr. David Newman, professor and director of Human Performance Lab at Appalachian State University, says, on the contrary, as the body goes up, so does your metabolism. Big people have high metabolisms, and small, thin people have low metabolism. So any myth about that, kind of just out the window right there. Make sure to stay away from greasy foods, fast foods, fattening foods. I know it's hard with Taco Bell, Del Taco right around the corner, but I use those as like a treat. If I worked out hard those 2 days, I get Taco Bell that week. That's just a little technique I used to use. A healthy meal. One of the healthy meals is that I really like just a couple eggs, 3, maybe 2, doesn't really matter. Dr. Oz says eggs make a great, inexpensive protein, rich meal. And for those of you who do not know what protein is, it is a protein is an organic product that consists of large molecules composed of amino acids that help with muscle growth. Muscle growth, which leads me to the next thing. Muscle growth is key in order to really get in shape. But really, what you really need to realize is knowing your body. Knowing that if you're a big person, you're going to want to do a little bit of reps, but with light weight to gain a lot of lean muscle. If you're a smaller person, your ideal is to lift heavy weights with short reps in order to get mass. One thing that is essential is you always want to be able to really lift your own body weight. Push-ups, pull-ups really help. You don't even have to go to the gym to do that. One thing that we really forget about getting into shape, and is really key, it's very overlooked, and that is stretching. Keith Scott, strength and rehabilitation expert at Medford, New Jersey, says in Fitness Magazine, stretching before a big lift can increase your range of motion immediately, allowing you to get more out of your exercise. However, holding the stretch for too long, repeating it too many times can defeat the purpose. So, right there. Now you're ready for your workout, you're set, you're stretched, you're all blood's pumping, but now you need to have a plan. And that's another thing you need to know, is what am I going to do today if I'm going to go work out? Do I got chest and back, or do I got legs and bis? You need to know that beforehand. It also helps, thinking ahead of time, today I got biceps. You prepare yourself. It also helps setting goals with that. Each week you want to maybe add 2 pounds to this, add 5 pounds of this. it helps you, just set goals for yourself. So, one thing that you need to do is tie all these together in order to get into shape. That is key. This is what I did, and I personally think it'll help anyone. Trust me, like you saw that first picture, it wasn't too proud moment in my life. And one thing I really follow is, I don't know what your guys' religious beliefs, but I've really followed the Bible, and in it says the body is a temple. Treat it as a temple. It is sacred. And one thing I know is that I want my temple to be very strong and healthy, and so should you.
Daniel, what did you think?
The attention grabber was really good. It like incorporated everybody in something that everybody likes to do, I guess, work out. And your transitions were pretty good. I liked how you tied in your next subject into the sentence before, and the examples you provided and the I guess data also tied in really well to the speech.
And that's it. Okay. The Porky Pig exit. That's okay. I understand. Well, Garrett, I'll agree with Daniel. I like the introduction, the attention device. I thought that's pretty effective. It kind of pulls everybody in with your experience, and it gives you a little bit of credibility at the beginning. I know what your topic is. I think your thesis could be a little bit more focused. The thing that was problematic for me is that your preview seemed very general, and your supporting points were clear, and I didn't understand quite why it seemed as if it was more abstract in the preview than what you had in the supporting points. That's a little confusing to me. It may be that you had this idea in your head and you thought it was relatively clear, but it didn't come across quite as clearly in the introduction as I think it should. Now, the individual points, as you get to each point, you do a nice little thing. You've got a visual transition to give us a reminder of that point so we know where we are at any given point in the speech. That's okay. They're usually pretty interesting too. You've got something that is attractive and it draws in our attention. A couple of times the pictures I think could have been a little bit bigger. I know you're using Google. I don't know if it allows you to change the size of those things while you're displaying them, but you've got this big black screen, and then right in the center is the smaller picture, and I think that might have gotten you a little bit more interest and involvement here, because there's not really a lot of stuff that's being explained by the pictures. They are done primarily to help organize the information and to make the transitions for us, and maybe keep a little interest in, and that's okay. But like I said, if that's the purpose and they got to be interesting, then you got to make them a little bit more interesting, and the size I think would help a little bit on that. Most of the time you had supporting material on the individual points. Usually there's a quote, there's a couple of pieces of factual data here and there, a couple of personal experiences. I like that, and that helps make it flow together smoothly. I think that most of the points though could probably use a little bit more development. The one that I thought, hey, you had the most I guess it's the opposite. I should say the one that was the thinnest in terms of development was the third point about the exercising and what you ought to do, because you've got some suggestions that you make, but they're very quick. I'm not sure anybody's going to be able to remember them, and I don't really know why. If you're heavy, you want to do one thing, and if you're thin, you want to do the other. You say that, and I'm going, okay, but why is that the case? And I don't know. And that would have been a place, for instance, where a table graph might have illustrated what you were talking about. So let's say, you're doing 3 exercises. You could list the 3 exercises, and then you could list what you would do for somebody who is, thin and trying to develop, and somebody who is heavier and is trying to, chisel or I don't know, chisel. I guess that's maybe the way you say it. I don't know. Sharpen those things up, something like that. And then we could do the contrasting things in the table chart, and that would make it easier for us to remember. And you could explain why those things were going on instead of just having to say them. You'd have the visual there, and you could give an explanation as you went along. Just an idea as I'm thinking about it. What you did, I think, was satisfactory for the most part and good frequently. But sometimes I think you're missing an opportunity to do more and make it work a little bit better for you. On the presentation, I'll tell you what, most of the time your presentation is good. You're looking at the audience. We haven't focused heavily on that for this particular assignment. But when you watch your speech, I think you're going to notice that you've got some footwork that you need to take care of, because you have a tendency to step forward and step back and step forward and step back, and that's where your anxiety is coming out. So that'll be one of those things to watch for in the future. Thank you very much.